Woo! Welcome to Koco's Corner. I'm the huge one, Dave Koco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. This is our weekly NXT review, and let's start with what we always ask. Please, in the comments, please put if you thought it was a win, loss, or tie. What did you think of NXT? We appreciate it. Down in the comments below, win, loss, tie. Oh, did you thumbs up on the way down? Come on, we need some thumbs ups. Anyway, overall, I give an NXT wins like since I've been fucking 12 years old. Okay, since the year 1942, I was like NXT's a win. It's the future. I'm gonna have to give NXT a tie. A tie. It did move storylines along, and I guess that's a good thing, but I just expect one or two good matches from NXT. This was very storyline-driven show. It moved a lot of storylines along, but it's very skippable. People always ask all the time, is it worth watching? This is the first time in a real long time I'm going to tell you NXT is probably not worth watching. If you've watched it already, win, loss, tie, down in the comments. But if you haven't watched it, the reason why I think it's not worth it, even though it's a tie, not a loss, and it is moving storylines across, if you watch next week's NXT, they're going to recap all these storylines for you. So it's like, oh, I have better shit to do. I got better shit to do with my time, WWE. But NXT is still your best product. What does that say about the rest of your products? All right, let's break this down. Tyler Breeze defeated Mojo Rawley. I'm not a big fan of Mojo Rawley at all. I think I don't know how old he is, but he's the oldest human being ever to be an Ultimate Warrior failure. It's just the gimmick doesn't work. Jerry, who I hosted a show with, Jerry O'Neill from Kocosports.com, who I hosted the TNA Impact show on this, so please subscribe. He's a big fan of Mojo Rawley. He thinks if they repackage him, I don't know. I don't see anything out of him. He says he sees a young Scott Hall. That's a possibility. I just don't see a young Ultimate Warrior or a pumped-up guy. His gimmick does not match him. So, on the other side of the thing, Tyler Breeze is an amazing wrestler. His gimmick is amazing, and, well, at least Tyler Breeze won. But I know Mojo Rawley, and even the NXT Universe, who's a bunch of young kids going to Full Sail, most likely, and they're having a good time. They're having a blast. They're getting people over that would not get over on the main stage yet. And they're even tired of Mojo Rawley. Like, he's going around giving high fives, and it's just beyond awkward. Like, oh, all right, Mojo, here you go. Good luck with your midlife crisis. Mojo Rawley's t-shirt should be midlife crisis to the extreme. Tyler Breeze does win. Kenta, a.k.a. Hero of Fear, defeats Victor via disqualification, and they're teasing a tag team partner coming. They beat the living hell out of Kenta, but what distracts Kenta to get his ass whooped is that his friend Funaki is getting his ass whooped, and Funaki's supposed to be finding him a tag team partner. I've read spoilers, I know, but I was still, Taka, come on! 3 people understand that, and you 3 people are the best human beings on the planet. But anybody, Taka, Prince Devitt, Samoa Joe, Sting, anyone, please come out and save Kenta for Christ's sake. They're moving the storyline along. You think after Funaki got his ass whooped, and he's like, I got a tag team partner for you. He's not here yet, and you got your ass whooped, and I got my ass whooped, and I'm a former hardcore champion / decent Japanese pro wrestler that was given a comedy gimmick, and hopefully that doesn't happen to Kenta Funaki. Yeah, you think the tag team partner would have been here already? Well, what is this? You ship it through UPS, baby. Get that shit there. So I'm happy to see Kenta. I'm happy that it's in a decent spot, but I'm going to be completely honest. Kenta is not Kenta anymore. And I'm not talking about Hideo me. I'm not talking about that. He's just not himself. He's that, oh, fuck, I'm a really talented wrestler. I better not make waves. Let me fucking eliminate everything that makes me Kenta, including my name. Kenta, baby, be you. I'm going to share a chant that I shared with TJ Wilson, who later became Tyson Kidd. Here you go. Ready? You don't change. You change them. You don't change. You change them. Kenta, you're motherfucking Kenta. I don't care what he Tommy says. You're Kenta, bitch. Represent Noah. So hopefully he does better than this match. A lot of the NXT, they're like, you know what? On Monday Night Raw, all these fuckers mail it in. I got an idea. Why don't the whole show mail it in? Guys, why are we trying? It's not working. Let's mail it in. But it was great to see Kenta. I know what spoilers happen, and I'm so excited. But still, I actually thought it was going to happen this week, but I guess not. And then you go to the Vaudevillains versus Amore and Cassidy. Amore and Cassidy are really growing on me. I don't know. I didn't like them at first. I love the Vaudevillains. I don't know. This is just pure sports entertainment at its finest. So, way to go. The Vaudevillains did win, but Amore and Cassidy, they are showing William Regal the girl, and that was supposed to be a hairdresser. And I'm like, even in NXT, even in the kayfabe universe, it's who you know. It's who you know. It's like, is it talent? Is it traveling the world and working hard? No. You're good looking, and you know someone. Yay! Life is fair. The Vaudevillains defeat them in a very entertaining thing. And then you had take 17. Sasha Banks defeat Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, people were putting over how attractive she is, and, well, she's pretty attractive. It was a pretty decent match, but it was just to put over Banks so that she could feud with Flair later. It was decent for WWE standards, but a little bit of a letdown for NXT. Shouldn't that be the other way around in a world that makes sense? That sentence would have been the other way around. But no, we don't live in a world that makes sense. It's a decent WWE Divas match, but not a good NXT women's match. Then the main event was Titus O'Neil defeats Sami Zayn. And sometimes the WWE guy comes down to NXT, and he busts his ass. Let's look at Tyson Kidd. Let's look at, well, that's about it. Anyway, so a lot of guys... Tyson Kidd comes down to NXT, busts his ass. I guess Titus O'Neil did not get the memo. This was probably the worst. I'm gonna stick by this. Sometimes you have to over-exaggerate, but I'm gonna stick by it. El Generico, Sami Zayn, it doesn't matter. I think this is the worst match I've ever seen him have. I've never seen him have a worse match. It was bad. It was just like Kenta, where Sami Zayn's like, oh, let me try to fucking not ruffle any feathers against this huge muscles guy. And, I'll work the WWE style, which is completely boring as shit. At the end, Titus O'Neil is about to attack Sami Zayn off the top rope. Like, that bitch can do anything off the top rope. And listen, I love Titus O'Neil because he's a Florida Gator. All right, go back to wrestling bunnies. Go back to friggin' being Crime Time ripoffs. Go back to do whatever you want. Just don't fuck up NXT. From one Florida Gator to another. I never played for Florida Gators. To a huge Gators mark to a fellow Gator. For the love of friggin' Terry Funk, just stay in WWE. Don't ruin NXT. So Titus O'Neil pretends like he's going to do something off the top rope. What's he going to do? The Gators chomp? I love the Gators. And, Titus O'Neil, I'm rooting for you. But, you have to draw the line in the sand. You're like, oh, there's a Gator. I love the Gators. I'm going to root for you. What the fuck are you doing on NXT? It's bullshit. Rather have you go play for Florida State. Don't fuck up NXT, Titus O'Neil. But Titus O'Neil pretends he's going to the top rope like Titus O'Neil's going to fucking do anything. And then Neville comes down and returns the favor and saves Sami Zayn. And then it leads to, obviously, the Neville going against Titus O'Neil. Like I said, it was a tie. It was just to move the storylines along. That's all it was. So if you haven't watched it yet, I wouldn't watch it, but there you go. Oh, we got YouTube comments. How Mr. WWE Fan Nation 14. Hi, I do WWE YouTube. Can I have a shout out? I subbed. Sure, everyone. Actually, there's not many live listeners. Sorry, NXT's not that bad. Know what you got to do? You got to come to our Raw live shows, Mr. WWE Fan Nation 14, because that's where usually we get a lot more views. But yeah, dude, WWE Fan Nation 14. Go there now. Subscribe. Hopefully it does awesome. Have fun with it, brother. YouTube could be a dickish place. Be careful, but have fun. CS Fitzy says, since the Rumble next year might be a 40-man Royal Rumble, that's what I'm reading, what NXT guys would you like to see involved? All of them. All of them. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great way to jump up. And not only that, but remember a couple years ago, they brought Bo Dallas up, and it was kind of cool and exciting. Hopefully they bring up a couple of NXT guys, a lot of them, even if they're not there for there. Maybe this is because, you know, the Royal Rumble is such a perfect, thank you for the great question, CS Fitzy. The Royal Rumble is such a great place to bring NXT guys up because, you know, Bo Dallas was crazy over and then had to build himself up. The guy with the fucking bunny and fuck, I can't think of his name, but I apologize. The party dude. He hung out with the two gilfs on Monday Night Raw. He's over as crazy in NXT, but he died. And the same thing with Emma. So the thing is, the Royal Rumble's perfect place because, you know, you had El Generico, a.k.a. Sami Zayn. He went out there, and there was Olay chants, and people went fucking crazy for him. So if I was WWE, I would have a 40 or 50-man Royal Rumble every year because they have their entrances and then listen to crowd reaction at a big main event, at the big audience, so that you can find out who's safer to bring up. Yeah, I would have a lot of people. Like anyone that WWE is considered an NXT star, like a top-tier NXT star, or someone that like, maybe this guy can make it in the WWE right now. Maybe we can bring him up right now. That's who I'd have in the Royal Rumble. But great question, CS Fitzy, and hopefully they do it. Hopefully they have a lot. All right. Thank you for the live comments. I didn't expect any being at this weird time and not being a more popular show, but I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out Kocosports.com or Kocosports.net. We're trying to make it your #1 stop for combat sports. And please subscribe as we are trying to be one of your main reviewers. Also, one last time, just because, you know what? Back in the day, YouTube used to be a really fucking cool place, and people used to give each other shout-outs and do all that fun stuff. I'm going to give this kid a shout-out again. Mr. WWE Fan Nation Space 14. He left a comment down below. Go check him out. Hopefully he does a good job. Have fun with it. All right. But above all, go to Kocosports.com because I need to eat. Actually, I really do need to eat. It's dinner time here in Japan. All right. Please go to Kocosports.com. With that, I am over.